Tang and Yu of China. So let's go courtside once again and join our Master of Ceremonies, Howard Bentham.
This is the Yonex All England Open Badminton 2016 and the women's doubles final. Let's hear it for the number 3 seeds from Japan, Misaki Matsutomo and Ayaka Takahashi.
So Misaki Matsutomo and Ayaka Takahashi, her first All England final. Semi-finalists 2 years ago. Last year they were the number 2 seeds and lost in the very first round. 5 years since the last Japanese pair to reach the women's doubles final, which was Mizuki Fuji and Reika Kekiwa.
And let's make some noise for our opponents. The number 6 seeds from China, Tang, Yuanting and Yuanting.
The number 6 seeds, Tang, Yuanting and Yuanting. Well, for the last 2 years, these 2 Chinese players have played against each other in the All England final. Tang Yuanting, leading them out, is the only player who has a possibility of defending their All England title. All of last year's champions in all other disciplines have lost before finals day. Well, for Yuanting, this is incredibly her 9th All England final in 9 years. 1 final a year for 9 consecutive years. That is extraordinary. 8 women's doubles finals, and the only year she wasn't in the women's doubles final, 2009, she won the mixed doubles with her Hanbin. What a record she has at these championships. Well, the last Japanese pair to win the All England title, you have to go back 38 years to 1978, and Tokuda and Takada winning an all-Japanese final. So there is Ayaka Takahashi, 25-year-old, although she'll turn 26 the next month. She and her partner, of course, have been world number 1s, but this week they went up 1 place in the world ranking to number 3. Silver medalists at the Asian Games in Incheon in Korea in 2014. They've already won a title this year, the Malaysian Grand Prix Gold, and as you can see, 3 Super Series titles. This is actually their 13th Super Series tournament final. And you can see the only real blip was against the former champions, the world and Olympic champions at the quarter-final stage. Tianqing and Zhao Yunlei needed an hour and 16 minutes to come through that one. Destroyed the number 1 seeds yesterday, the identical twin sisters, Liu Ying and Liu Yu, in 2 straight games. So to Yuanting, there she is, 9th final in 9 consecutive years. The 29-year-old from Liaoning province. She'll turn 30 next month. 4 women's doubles titles and 1 mixed doubles title, so 5 All England titles in total. Tang Yuanting, well, this is her 3rd consecutive final with her 3rd different partner. 2 years ago, she was beaten in the final by her partner of today when she was playing with Ma Jin. Last year, she won the title with Bao Yi-sin. And as you can see, they had a tremendous semi-final against Christina Pedersen and Camilla Ruta-Yule, the only Europeans from quarter-final stage onwards. That was an hour and 5 minutes. Steen and I stayed late to watch that last night. It really was a terrific match. Well, this will be the 3rd meeting between these 2 pairs, and of the previous 2, honours are shared. Well, I mentioned that Matsutomo and Takahashi had already won a title this year, and that was in the final when they beat their opponents of today at the Malaysia Grand Prix Gold in Penang. 2 straight games it was on that day. I was there and I thought there was a bit of a problem with Tang Yuanting. I didn't think she was particularly well, or perhaps injured, because she didn't seem to be moving as well. So Diraj Gunadri of Mauritius and Fabio Betto of Italy are court officials for this one. Well,
ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Yu Yang and Tang Yuanting, China. And on my left, Misaki, Matsutomo, and Ayaka, Takahashi, Japan. Yu Yang to serve to Ayaka, Takahashi. Love all. Play.
so the Chinese combination of Yu Yang and Tang Yuanting, far side of the court, then in this women's doubles final underway. And Steen, the first thing I have to ask you about is the astonishing start to this Chinese women's doubles partnership. This is only their 8th tournament together. It's their 8th final. They've never lost prior to a final in the tournaments they've played. Many people may be wondering why they're only number 11 in the world ranking and the number 6 seeds, and that's because they haven't yet played the 10 tournaments that's required to get a realistic ranking. But what a phenomenal start to a partnership.
Yeah, there's no, you can't really think of a better way to start it. And of course, in my opinion, one of the pairs that the Chinese team will select for the Olympics.
Service over, 1-all.
Yes, because they're likely to have a choice of 3 pairs, but they're only allowed 2 pairs, maximum of 2 pairs. And both those 2 pairs must be in the top 8 in the world. I'm quite certain after this week, the Chinese pair on court at the moment will certainly be in the top 10 at the very least. Oh, look at that defence from Tang Yuanting. Well, Steen, such as the dominance been in recent years of both Chinese women's doubles pairs. In fact, they've won 15 of the last 16 All-England titles, the Chinese combination in the women's doubles. And in fact, when you take into account the winners over the years, the last pair that didn't come from either China or Korea, you have to go all the way back to 1981 when Laura Perry and Jane Webster of England won the title.
That's a long time. They were the reigning world champions back then, right?
They were indeed, yes. What a rally. Oh, indecision. Oh, that's going to cost her dear. I remember at the Sydenham Cup last year, Steen, you were talking about this lady, Tang Yuanting, and singing her praises and saying she was the best women's doubles player in world badminton at the time.
Yeah, no secret that I'm one of the biggest fan of Tang Yuanting. I think she's magnificent. I used to be a fan of Yu Yang, but I think she is not as good as she was. Otherwise, they would be totally dominant
Yeah.
But maybe it's a little bit too early to write her off. Maybe she can make a Lindan, so to speak. But I'd like to see it. This final is going to be really interesting because we saw the Chinese pair, and especially Yuan here, they were in dire straits yesterday against Camilla Ritchie-Yule and Christina Pedersen. Narrowly won the first game and lost the second convincingly. And it was close up until the change of ends in the third game. So thinking about the form that the two Japanese girls have been displaying this tournament, I'm not sure that it's a Chinese victory we're going to see here.
No, I'm with you on that. I thought the way they absolutely destroyed the world #1s in the semi-final, the identical twin sisters, Liu Ying and Liu Yu. I thought that perhaps they had, over the winter training months, had really developed their games. I thought they were more attacking than they used to be.
But that leads me to something else. That it's been interesting to see which countries are in good shape here at the All England and so on. And I've been quite impressed by the Chinese men's singles, perhaps except from Chen Long, who lost to his compatriot Xue Song. But in the other categories, they haven't been as dominant as we used to see them.
No. Well, for the first time ever in the history of the Super Series, we haven't had either a #1 or a #2 seed from any of the 5 disciplines participating on finals day.
No.
5-4.
I think especially these two Japanese girls here, they've been in great form, and so has another pair we're going to see in the latest last match today, Hiroyuki Endo and Kenichi Hayakawa. So Japan has surprised me in the doubles department.
Yes, and there's a possibility, of course, isn't there, that Japan could win 3 titles here at the All England. In a country winning 3 titles in a Super Series tournament, other than China, who of course have had clean sweeps of Super Series 7 times throughout the years of the Super Series. Only 5 times has any country won 3 titles, other than China winning 3 titles.
6-5.
That was when what she relied on Yu Yang yesterday against the Danish couple. The well-placed drop shots.
The well-placed drop shots, and then the possibility of moving forward.
Yeah.
Service over. 6-all. Quick one. Service over. 7-6.
Oh, good smash. Very, very good placement from Ayaka Takahashi.
Service over, 7-all.
Yes, towards that right hip of Tang Yuanting. Yeah, now you see, this is what I think they've improved with.
Yeah.
Because I always used to feel that they weren't hunting the shuttle at the net, the Japanese pair, but now they are. They're looking to set it up for the other one.
They've become more dangerous in their attacking game. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, good defensive shot from Takahashi.
9-7.
My goodness me. Just lifting the return of the low serve. Must have thought it was going to drop short.
That's well played.
Yeah.
So these combinations, these attacking combinations from the Japanese girls, they are working now. They're actually capable of setting themselves up for winners, even against the Chinese defense.
Yeah, straight smash down the line towards the young backhand defence. Knew that the block had to be straight, and she was ready and waiting. Matsutomo. So the Japanese pair have the advantage. 11-7 here at the mid-game interval. One of 5 straight points.
Misaki がなかったら自分入り込むだ。それだそういうパターンもうちょっと続く。あとタンがサービスする時自分でいたんだったらユヤン大体落とす球。前後じゃなくて両方すぐ早く右左そういうパターン作ってほしい。ね、けどいいパターンで。
Yeah, the other Japanese coach, I think, I'm just having a little look, is that Suichi Sakamoto? Not sure. Well, as far as the Chinese pair are concerned, the man there, that's Liu Yong, who won the World Mixed Doubles title in Glasgow in 1997.
Play.
Oh, miss it on the return of serve. Yeah, and to me, that attempted shot from Yu Yang tells me that she's worried about this. I think that was over-ambitious, wasn't it?
She still has enormous experience, and so does Tang Yuanting in terms of being in the All England final. So will that get to the Japanese eventually? But in a match like this, it would be really interesting to have stats on who is scoring the points for the Chinese side, or even and also who's actually losing the points, who are the opponents scoring against, but not only who are they scoring against, but what was the decisive shot, who makes the key action that either wins or loses the rally for you. And by saying that, I mean that Yu Yang often doesn't win a whole lot of rallies, but she's often responsible for even some of the mistakes that Tang Yuanting is committing.
Service over, 13-8.
Yeah, complete Nice hit on the defensive shot there. Yes.
And that looks like it's Tang Yuanting who is sort of the weaker player here, but it's actually the actions of Yu Yang that is not good enough.
Yeah.
That creates problems for her. That one she had to really defend well.
Service over, 9-14. Play.
Rally. Well, Steen, this, in my mind, is a completely different.
Service over,
Matsutomo and Takahashi, willing to attack, willing to take chances going forward to the net. And what a delight to watch.
Fantastic match so far.
Well, we had one at 52 a little earlier, but it's still a long, hard rally.
And one of the problems with Yu Yang at the net is that she stands completely still when Tang Yuanting is attacking. She is not at all reading where the defense is going to come.
No.
And I mean, no offense, but she used to be the world's best female double player.
Yeah.
But that was from the backcourt, in my opinion, and her sort of solidness, never making any mistakes. But women's double has evolved.
Yeah. Well, that comes line as a challenge. First challenge of this women's doubles final.
Challenge, Matsutomo Takahashi. Challenge, court, in.
Tang Yuanting talking to her coach while Yu Yang is having a drink.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a long way out.
Yeah.
Crikey, how was that called in?
Difficult ones to judge these shots that are sliding close to the baseline.
Yeah. And I'd hate to be a line judge.
Service over.
Yeah, they have a very, very
17.
difficult job to do.
9.
And they do it very well in general.
But what about if this match had been on a court without Hawkeye?
Yeah.
It would have been
Yeah.
a Chinese point. She was quite successful with those clever drop shots yesterday against the Danes, but Japanese girls a bit faster than the Danes, so I don't think they'll work as well today.
17.
Oh yes, great interception. Service over, 18-10. Yeah, now what a contrast. We could clearly see with Matsutomo there, that little bit of movement at the front of the court before she made the interception.
Yeah. She's definitely improved as a front court player.
Yeah. This is total dominance by the Japanese pair.
20, game point, 10.
Game point opportunities galore.
That's really worrying. I mean, we shouldn't rule out that they could come back, but they beat the number 2 or number 1 Chinese pair yesterday. And the day before that, the reigning Olympic champions, so that spells trouble for China.
Ayaka Takahashi, 21-10.
Just under 20 minutes for that opening game. And Misaki, Matsutomo and Ayaka Takahashi. 1 game to the good. Yeah, so Chinese coaches have got some hard work to do here. Yeah, and I'm not sure. Young has actually got the belief. There's real signs to me that she was in desperation mode. Well, really interesting that the Chinese coach, Liu Yong, talking to Tang Yuanting, telling her to be patient from the back of the court, and really saying, don't play to the front of the court at all, play to the back. I wonder if that really means be defensive, I'm not sure. It bothers me if they are being told to be defensive, though, Steen. What's your feeling?
I think they are. I think they are, and I think it's a good plan.
You think it's a good plan?
Yeah, that's the only plan I think they have a chance with.
All right.
Because I mean, they can't match the Japanese in the front court as long as Yu Yang is there, and it's not. It's the one area where Tang Yuanting is not as strong. The problem for them is that the Japanese have shown great attacking skills.
Oh, that's a great defensive shot from Tang Yuanting. Absolutely brilliant.
And the Chinese coaches applauding, encouraging their players.
Matsutomo give the shuttle to the opponent.
Not bad for an opening rally of a game, is it? 44 shots. Oh, great defence.
She doesn't kill it, Yu Yang.
No.
She never kills it at the net unless the chance is really, really big.
Yeah, but look at her footwork. Oh, there's a little bit of movement there, but not a lot.
No. And she has no idea where it comes. That's perhaps too harsh, but
Between the legs. Yeah, but we were talking the other day in the mixed doubles, weren't we, when the English pair of Chris and Gabby Adcock were playing? And we were taking special note of Gabby and her movement off the shuttle when she was at the net. She was moving back, she was moving, always adjusting her positioning.
And one of the things where badminton has developed is in the video room. There's several editing and cutting programs now, so the players are much more aware of patterns in their opponent's game. And that means that they are simply capable of taking more educated guesses.
A moment ago we saw a stat about the front court winners. 9 from the Japanese pair, only 2 from the Chinese pair so far in this match. Thanks me. Why didn't Yuanting go back from that one? Unbelievable. The net chords on the drop shot from Tang Yuanting. And still, Matsutomo managed to get it back. Look at that.
So far, a good start for the new Chinese strategy.
Service over, 2-3. Yuanting.
Look at this.
Yeah.
I simply don't agree. The racket goes up after she hits the shuttle.
Fault for racket head too high. We've seen it an awful lot, haven't we, this week? Most of the time on those flick serves.
Yeah.
And I think you're right, Steve. Study needs to be done by the court officials to see exactly when the shuttle is struck and where the position of the racket is at that precise moment.
We've got such great pictures here in replay and slow. There's a lot of material for a study of the service situation.
This new style of play by Matsutomo and Takahashi.
Tang Yuanting just consulting the coaches again. This was exactly the situation that they wanted to avoid, that they're being attacked, the Chinese pair, without a proper lift. It wasn't long enough, and therefore their defense could not stand the Japanese attack.
That's well taken.
And it's so predictable that Yang is going to play the net. If we get the replay, look at it. She's below the tape.
Yep.
The only other shot is a lift. And the partner, the Japanese, I didn't see who killed it at the net.
It was Matsutomo.
Yeah, Takahashi, of course, has the rear court covered.
The weak link here.
I can't help thinking about the implications for the Uber Cup on home soil for China.
Yeah.
Japan.
Yeah.
They've got really strong women's singles players as well.
Yeah.
Now they have a women's doubles that can compete.
Yeah. More than compete. And of course, Japan won the Thomas Cup, the men's team championship, in Delhi 2 years ago, in the Thomas Cup finals in a couple of months' time in China. Good hunting of the shuttle from Misaki Matsutomo. That is just wonderful.
So quick at the net.
Yeah.
Yuanting.
Oh, that's interesting. No flick serves so far from the Chinese combination. Everything low serves. Unbelievable defense. That's a great backhand kill, isn't it?
It is, and again, it stresses what we've been discussing, that Yang is not dangerous enough. In the middle, there's 3 shots where she has a chance to kill it, and she doesn't pull it off. This one,
Okay. Go.
Yeah, look again. Look how static Yu Yang is.
yeah, but I mean, I know it's being harsh, but she's got the best spectator spot.
Yu Yang. Yu Yang.
That will also be interesting to have a stat on how many times the 2 players touch the shuttle.
It's gone wide.
It's really, really lucky for Yang and Yuanting.
Service over 5.
And stops the run of points. It was 5 straight points to the Japanese pair.
And one of the problems with the suggested change of playing style for the Chinese pair is that Tang Yuanting, who's got perhaps the hardest smash in the world, she's not used to playing defensively and lifting, so she doesn't really have the totally
Service over 9.
sharp idea on how it's done.
Service over 6, 9.
So this is where she has to use all her experience, Yu Yang.
Play.
Yeah, it didn't kill it.
No. But she needs. She's a more natural rear court player, so she needs a much bigger chance than, for instance, Zhao Yonlei, Ma Jin, Bao Yixin, who's more natural front court players. Tang Yuanting, when she's at the net, she also needs a bigger chance than those 3 players I mentioned there, because she's also a rear court player. or a player moving from the rear court coming forward. When she does that, she's extremely lethal. The problem is that they're not using it that much in this combination.
Yeah.
So she's more or less playing 2 against 1.
Oh, that's better. Much better. But it does beg the question, Steen, because, I mean, of course, I mentioned that Tang Yuanting in her third final with 3 different partners. I mean, she seemed to be doing with Ma Jin. And then last year she played with Bao Yixin. I thought that was going to be the partnership for the Olympic campaign. And I've got question marks, given what you've just said, about why they went with this combination.
Yeah, we don't know.
No.
They had a loss, Bao Yixin and Tang Yuanting. They had a loss to another Chinese pair, Tang Jinhua, and I don't remember who she played with, but they lost in one of the tournaments after the All England. And Bao Yixin, when she played with Tang Jinhua, they were the number 1 in the world. I think at least they were the number 1 seeds and lost on some of the big occasions. And I think that's the thing that they might be afraid of in the Chinese team, who can actually perform well on the big occasions.
Yeah, very good point.
That's well played.
Nice. Well, there you are. You see, there's me once again writing players off. I love it when they prove me wrong. And that's much better from Yu Yang. And now just 1 point in it. Oh, service fault called. Racket head too high.
11-9 interval.
Oh, I find that astonishing. Let's have another look.
No, not at all.
No, nowhere near. Well, nothing we can do, except the players have watched the giant screen and they think the same as we do.
Yeah.
It's nowhere near a fault serve. But I must point out that we're not trained. Yeah, now that to me was pointing in a downward direction. It only has to be half a degree pointing downwards.
Yeah. But who can gauge that?
Yeah, exactly. It's so difficult.
Leave the board.
And a lot of talking to Tang Yuanting, and that's reasonable because it depends on her.
Give the shuttle to your opponent. 11-9, play.
Oops, I'll go. Real muggle.
12-9.
Yeah. Your gut feeling on that? Yu Yang had just played from the back of the court. It's reasonable to expect she should play another one from the back.
Yeah, but they try to get her to the net.
Yes.
More plates.
Yeah, it's well worked.
That's perhaps one of the weaknesses from Tang Yuanting, that she's not really playing that good of a defense, because she's got trouble getting back in position and getting the correct weight on lifts. Oh, that was wrong, I think.
Great play. Great play. Almost like a completely different player. Misaki Matsutomo.
Change.
Super change of pace. Super.
Play.
Well, you just sense that the Chinese pair need a little run of points right now.
14.
They want to come through this. Well, that could be a costly error. A little shake of the head there from Tang Yuanting.
15. 10. Play, Yuan.
They're flicking every time to Tang Yuanting.
Good placement of the smash. Yeah, well left.
Service over. 11. 15.
I wonder if that was
Service over.
provoked by the two service fault called
Yeah.
on Tang
11.
Yuanting. Had to think a little bit more. Oh, that was actually questionable, that service.
Yeah, that was more of a fault, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Indecision again. Well, Japanese pair creeping ever closer to their goal.
And they're continuing their form from earlier in this tournament. They're just playing a really great final so far.
Okay, good.
I can't remember them making a mistake in basic game. They haven't cleared out.
No.
They haven't lifted long. Fantastic effort so far. So they're the ones who are making it difficult for these two Chinese girls.
Yeah.
they're going to have to evaluate this tournament in the Chinese women's doubles team.
Racket broken from Takahashi.
12, 18. Pick one, change it.
Yeah, awfully difficult to control the shot when the racket's broken.
Test.
The error on the defence from Tang, Yuanting, and now the Japanese pair, just two tantalising points from the title. Good serve. And match point opportunities have arrived.
20, match point, 12.
It's going wide. Oh my goodness, she took it. But that's gone out. The 38-year wait is over. Misaki, Matsutomo and Ayaka Takahashi win the women's doubles title at the All England Championships 38 years after the last Japanese pair managed to do so. And they didn't just win, they won in style. 21-10, 21-12 confirms the umpire. They were totally dominant in a final lasting a little over 46 minutes. Wow. What a performance. A second title of the year for Matsutomo and Takahashi. A fourth Super Series title. But this is the most precious of them all, the All England crown. It is the annual tournament that all the players want to win. Yes, I'm not sure it really sank in to start with. Well, no question, they're absolutely delighted. Let's find out what they have to say. They're courtside with Howard Bentham.
Let's get a word with our champions then in the women's doubles, Misaki Matsutomo and Ayaka Takahashi. Arian is our Japanese interpreter. Your first Yonex All England title, what does that mean for you?
初全員のタイトルで、お二人さんにとってどういう意味ですか？
ずっとこの大会の決勝の舞台に立ちたいと思って頑張ってきて、そこで今日優勝することができて、たくさんの方に応援していただけて本当に嬉しいです。
Okay, so I'm very happy that I could stand to the finals of the All England being cheered on by this great crowd. So I'm really happy to win today.
Just explain to us how hard a week this is physically on you as a player.
今週はもう体力的に結構厳しかったんですか？
そうですね、厳しい戦いが何回もあったんですけど、でも本当に自分たちが前衛で優勝したいっていう気持ちが強かったので、本当に今日は勝ててよかったです。
So yeah, there were a bunch of tough matches, but in the end we were able to win. So it all paid off, and we're happy to win today.
And just finally, Japanese badminton on a real high at the moment. Great to have noisy fans here in Birmingham. How's it being received back home?
最近日本の選手はすごく強くなってきて、日本では盛り上がってますか、バドミントン。
そうですね、日本でも少しずつ盛り上がってきてます。
So yes, like you say in Japan, it's slowly but surely gaining more traction.
That's good to hear. Let's hear it for our champions, Misaki Matsutomo, Ayaka Takahashi.
Well, they will help to make badminton even more popular in Japan. 38-year wait for Japanese players to lift the all-England crown in the women's doubles once more. Well, they didn't put a foot wrong today. And Esteem was pointing out no unforced errors. I do wonder whether the Chinese pair could have varied their serve more. They didn't flick once. But look at the delight. Isn't that wonderful? And perhaps for the Japanese pair, of course, they were the number 2 seeds last year. They've been world number 1s. Perhaps coming into the event as the underdogs, perhaps that suited them.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome our presentation party. And to make the presentations for the women's doubles final here at the 2016 Yonex All-England Open Badminton Championships, please welcome Kusaki Hayashida, President of Yonex, and Jenny Price, Chief Executive of Sport England. And before we celebrate with our athletes, let's mark the contribution of our officials. Our umpire, Diraj Guniatri of Mauritius, and service judge Fabio Beto of Italy. Receiving their commemorative medals from Jenny Price.
Sport England. Thanking the...
And let's hear it for our runners-up in the women's doubles. From China, Tang, Yuanting and Yuanting.
Well, for Yuanting, a 9th final in 9 consecutive years at the All-England Championships. She looks close to tears, doesn't she? I wonder if this is in fact her last All-England.
And the MetLife Awards.
Well, for Tang Yuanting, a versatile, there's no question of that. 3rd consecutive final with a 3rd different partner. But they were outclassed today.
Let's make some noise for our winners from Japan, Misaki Matsutomo and Ayaka Takahashi.
Misaki Matsutomo and Ayaka Takahashi. First Japanese pair to lift this title for 38 years.
Winners' medals from Kusaki Hayashida. And the MetLife Awards.
It's the first ever Premier Super Series title for Matsutomo and Takahashi. Having been in 4 previous finals. First time at a Premier event. They've actually lifted the title.
The Yonex All-England Open Badminton Women's Doubles Champions of 2016, Misaki Matsutomo and Ayaka Takahashi. On their lap of celebration, our runners-up Yuanting, Yang, and our champions for 2016, Misaki Matsutomo and Ayaka Takahashi. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our technical officials for the mixed doubles final, led by our umpire from Estonia.
Well, they were brilliant today, weren't they? Didn't put a foot wrong, attacked, and they deserved the title. There's no question of that. So to our next final of the day, and we turn our attention to mixed doubles. Praveen Jordan and Debbie Susanto of Indonesia up against Joachim Fischer-Nielsen and Christina Pedersen of Denmark. Well, at quarter-final stage, 4 Chinese pairs, 2 Indonesians, but by semi-finals, we were down to 4 different nations. The big surprise, of course, was the defending champions Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei, also the reigning world and Olympic champions, beaten by the Indonesians in that terrific semi-final. So, let's join our master